Hi, hello students, welcome back to our channel. This is Bhaskar Bora. We are discussing 5th chapter quadratic equation from 10th class mathematics. As in the part of this chapter, in our previous video, we have been discussed about the introduction of quadratic equations and the general form of a quadratic equation, and we verified whether the given equations are quadratic equations or not. Now today in this video, we are going to see the daily life situations where the usage of quadratic equations involves. So let us see. Here we have example 1 problem from textbook. It is given as represent the following situations mathematically. So here we are given by two situations and we need to represent those situations mathematically. So let us see how. So here the first situation is given as Sridhar and Rajendra together have 45 marbles. Both of them lost 5 marbles each, and the product of the marbles now they have is 124. And we would like to find the number of marbles that they had previously. So this is the first situation. Here in this situation, Sridhar and Rajendra together they have 45 marbles. And then each of them had lost 5 marbles. Each of them had lost 5 marbles. Now after losing the 5 marbles, the product of the remaining marbles that they had is 124. So here at first, Sridhar and Rajendra together have 45 marbles. And after losing 5 marbles each, the product of the remaining marble that they had is 124. These are the two clues that we have in this problem. Using these two, we need to express this situation mathematically. So how can we do this? So here we don't know the number of marbles that they had each individually at the beginning. But what we have the number of marbles together they had, that is 45. So here if we know the number of marbles of anyone, either Rajendra's or Sridhar's, using that we can able to find the number of marbles of the remaining person. But here we do not know the number of marbles that each person had before losing 5 marbles. So if we don't know the quantity which we have to find, in such cases we assume that unknown quantity as a value. So here in this case, let us take the number of marbles that Sridhar had as x. So here we are assuming the number of marbles that Sridhar had x. Now if Sridhar had x marbles, then what are the number of marbles that Rajendra had? Since the total number of marbles that both of them had 45. And now we assumed the number of marbles that Sridhar had x. Now can we say the number of marbles that Rajendra had using this information? Yeah. So from the total marbles, if we subtract the number of marbles of Sridhar's, then we can know the number of marbles that Rajendra had. So the number of marbles that the Rajendra had is 45 minus x. So now using the variable x, we assumed the number of marbles of Sridhar as x and the number of marbles of Rajendra is 45 minus x. Now in the problem it is given that Sridhar and Rajendra they had lost 5 marbles each. After losing the 5 marbles each, the product of the remaining marbles that they had is 124. It is given. So now let us find the number of marbles that the Sridhar had after losing 5 marbles. Actually at first, what are the number of marbles that Sridhar had? It is x. So how many marbles that the Sridhar had after losing 5 marbles? Very good, it is x minus 5. So after losing 5 marbles, the number of marbles left with Sridhar is x minus 5. Now similarly, what are the number of marbles that Rajendra had after losing 5 marbles? So before losing the 5 marbles, Rajendra had 45 minus x. After losing 5 marbles, the number of marbles that the Rajendra had is 45 minus x minus 5. And if we simplify this, 45 minus 5 we get 40. So we get 40 minus x, which is the number of marbles that the Rajendra had after losing 5 marbles. Now what we have? We have the number of marbles that both have after losing 5 marbles. That are, Sridhar had x minus 5 and Rajendra had 40 minus x. Now the product of these two is equals to 124. It is given in the problem. So by writing the product of these two, we get x minus 5 into 40 minus x, which is equals to 124. Since the product of the marbles that they had after losing 5 marbles each is 124. Now on the left hand side we have x minus 5 into 40 minus x. So by multiplying this, here x into 40 equals to 40x, and x into minus x, we get minus x square. And next, minus 5 into 40 we get minus 200, and minus 5 into minus x we get plus 5x. So what we get? 40x minus x square minus 200 plus 5x, which is equals to 124. Now transpose plus 124 to the left side. By transposing we get 40x minus x square minus 200 plus 5x minus 124. And in this, if we group the like terms together, so let us first write the term with degree, highest degree, that is minus x square, and then we have the terms with degree 1 that are plus 40x and plus 5x, and then we have constant terms minus 200 minus 124, and which equals to 0. Now simplifying this, we get minus x square plus 45x minus 324 equals to 0. And if we take minus 1 as common from this, we get minus 1 into x in bracket x square minus 45x plus 324, which equals to 0. And by simplifying this, by transposing minus 1 to right hand side, we get x square minus 45x plus 324 equals to 0. Now this is the equation, quadratic equation that represents the given situation mathematically. Now let us see the next situation. It is given as the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is 25 centimeters. We know that the difference in lengths of the other two sides is 5 centimeters. Now we would like to find the length of the other two sides. So here in this situation, if you observe the problem carefully, we were given by the length of the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle as 25 centimeters. So what is the length of the hypotenuse? Here it is given as 25 centimeters. Now coming to the next two sides in the right angle triangle, here the other two sides are not given, but the relationship between the two sides is given. So what is the relationship that the two sides have here? The difference in the lengths of those two sides is given as 5 centimeters. So here the difference in the length of the two sides is given. That means in the remaining two sides, one side is more than the other side. And how much it is more? Very good, 5 centimeters. Since the difference in the lengths of the two sides is 5 centimeters is given, so the length of the bigger side is 5 centimeter more than the length of the smaller side. So let us express this situation mathematically. For that, here what we have to do is, here we have to assume any one of unknown quantity as a variable. So out of those other two sides, if we assume the smaller side as x, then we can say the larger side using that variable, since their difference is 5. Or if we assume the larger side as one variable, then we can able to say the smaller side using that variable. So let's suppose here, assume the length of the smaller side as x centimeters. So here we are assuming, we are taking the length of the smaller side as x centimeters. Now can we tell what is the length of the larger side using this variable x? Very good. It is x plus 5 centimeters. Why? Why? Because the difference between these two sides is 5 centimeter. So therefore, if the smaller side is x, then the larger side must be 5 centimeters more than the smaller side. So you can write the length of the larger side as x plus 5. And now we have the length of the smaller side as x and the length of the larger side as x plus 5 centimeters, and the hypotenuse it is given as 25 centimeters. So now we need to establish the relationship between these three sides, and we all know very well that in a right angle triangle the square of the hypotenuse is equals to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, which is nothing but it is the Baudhayana theorem. So using the Baudhayana theorem we can write hypotenuse square equals to side square plus side square, and here the hypotenuse equals to 25. So we write 25 square, which is equals to side. So let us take the smaller side first, x square plus the remaining next side is larger side, that is x plus 5. So we write x plus 5 and whole square. Now by simplifying this, 25 square equals to 625 plus x square plus this x plus 5 whole square is in the form of a plus b whole square algebraic identity, and we all know very well a plus b whole square equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab. Using this identity we can write a square as x square plus b square as 5 square plus 2ab, 2 into x into 5, and by simplifying this again we get 625 equals to x square plus 5 square equals to 25 plus 10x. Now here x square plus x square will become 2x square plus, now write the next term with the highest degree, that is 10x plus 10x and plus 25. Now by transposing 625 to the right hand side we get 2x square plus 10x plus 25 minus 625, which equals to 0, and by simplifying this we get 2x square plus 10x minus 600, which equals to 0, and by taking here all the terms have 2 as common, so by taking 2 as common out we get x square plus 5x minus 300, which equals to 0. By transposing to right hand side we get x square plus 5x minus 300 equals to 0, and this is the required quadratic equation in this situation. So like this we may get situations in our daily life where we have to use the quadratic equation. And this is all enough for today. We will meet in our next video. Till then, bye. Thank you.